Good morning, my people. My name is Chief Strumblood, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Spirit and Most City Sun. I am the diaspora Machino. My people, all in all, it has been another beautiful day for a protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's fame. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you re enslaved the African American, the Latinos, etc.? There is nothing particularly interesting that I should bring to your attention as it relates to my protest. And as you know, when I have protested and when I have updated you as to what transpired while I protested, it is always my pleasure and my delight to bring to your attention something from the word of the Most High God. As you know, we have been dealing with the book of Revelation. We have dived very deep into Revelation and we have uncovered many wonderful truths. My people, these truths are truths that will help us to understand the scriptures and the way we navigate life itself in this era. We are currently in Revelation chapter 12, and Revelation chapter 12 have been a very wild ride. We have discovered so many new things. Now we are going to be looking into Revelation chapter 12, verse 13 to 17. And there is something interesting I want to bring to your attention here. The story that is being told in Revelation chapter 12, verse 13 to 17, started at the end of Revelation chapter 12, verse 4, and it went down and abruptly ended in Revelation chapter 6. So, in order for us to get a true picture of as to what is happening here, let us start by reading Revelation chapter 12, verse 4, the last part of verse 4, down to verse 6, and then we'll continue at verse 30. What we're going to do, we're going to duplicate some events because there's a duplication in events as it relates to Revelation chapter 12, verse 4 to 6, and Revelation chapter 13, chapter 12, verse 13 to 17. Revelation chapter 12, verse 4, the last part, goes on to 6, and then we're going to read everything in its entirety. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man child, who was to rule the all nation with a rod of iron. Her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared for her of God, that they should feed her there 1,203 days. Revelation 12, 13 to 17. And when the dragon saw that he was cast out unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the male child. And the woman was given two wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into a place where she was nourished for a time and a times and a half of time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth, a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnants of the sea, which kept the commandment of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. In Revelation chapter 12, verse 1, when we dealt with the first wonder, we conclude and we brought the evidence to conclude that the woman is the nation of Israel. Not the Israelis, not the Jews, but the direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we see the woman's ready to be delivered. But the dragon stood before her and he was waiting patiently for her to bring forth the trial so he can destroy that trial. Remember, we discover that the dragon is Satan, the angel that was formerly known as Lucifer, who was cast out. In verse 7, now he was waiting patiently to try to destroy this tribe, which was the Son of Man, the Son of God, who was supposed to be born in order to rid this world of sin and give every man an opportunity to be saved. And the child was caught up unto God, unto his throne. This just saying that the Most High God used his resources to protect the child of the woman. Verse 6, and the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God that she should be fed, that they should feed her 1,203 score days. If you remember, in Matthew, when Herod was trying to kill Jesus before he get a chance to complete his ministry, an angel came and told Joseph that he must take the mother and the child and flee into Egypt because Herod was trying to kill them. And they flee into Egypt and they spend 1,260 days in Egypt, which is equivalent to 3 years and a half. Also, we notice that the Gentiles were going to shut down Jerusalem for 1,203 score days. And we measure that to when the Caucasians enter Israel in BC 331 to when they pack up and they left in AD 929. So we see this 1,260 days has a double meaning in this passage. What is interesting, the Most High God wanted to make sure that these two prophecies harmonize. As soon as Herod have died, which was 3.5 years after Mary, Joseph, and her son fled to Egypt, an angel came and told them that that those who wanted to kill the child have died so that they can now return to Israel. And the time they spent in Egypt was exactly 1,260 days, which is equivalent to 3.5 years. Revelation 12:13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast out onto the earth, he persecuted the woman who brought forth the child. What I want you to bear in mind here is that after the fall of Adam and Eve, they became very insecure, afraid of everything, because they were now experiencing something, a state of mind, a state of being, a state of living that was alien to them. They've never experienced this before. I believe it is something similar to when a man or a woman get involved in homosexuality, bestiality, or abortion for the first time, and they experience that separation from God. It is similar to that. Adam and Eve became so insecure and afraid of everything, and they were now even more vulnerable to the luring of the devil, that the Most High God put a restriction on the devil's ability to interact with Adam and Eve, and that restriction with the devil's ability to interact on a one-on-one basis with man still hold fast today. So since the devil does not have any one-on-one access to us, what does it mean when it says that he, the dragon, persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child? You have to remember that, as was done in previous study, that the nation of Israel, or the first Israelite, which is Jacob, was born in BC 2006. And the fourth son of Satan, which was Esau, was also born on that same day. of the same mother, the wife of Isaac, Rebekah. The birth of Esau and Isaac was significant in the history of man. The birth of Esau was the fulfillment of the very first prophecy that the Most High gave in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, when he said to the devil that your seed and the seed of the woman will be at loggerhead for as long as they exist. And the birth of Jacob, marked the beginning of the fulfillment where the Most High promised a Messiah will be born to save us from our sins. Esau was the father of the Edomites, and Jacob was the father of the Israelites. In today's world, the Edomites are the Caucasian nation, and the Israelites are the children or the descendants of the children of the transatlantic slave trade. So the devil persecuted the woman through using his son, the Edomites or the Caucasians, to persecute the Israelites. It will be important to note that the persecution of the Israelites began even in Rebekah's womb, because there was trouble in her womb when the Most High God revealed to her that there were two nations in her womb. How could a virgin woman who became pregnant by her husband carry two children that were two nations? Means they had two different progenitors. They had two different fathers. The father of Jacob was Esau, was the father of Jacob was Isaac, but the father of Esau was Satan himself. And the persecution of Israel started even in the womb. Even when they were teenagers, Jacob had to run away from home on the instructions of his parents because Esau decided that he was going to kill him. Upon Jacob's return to his father's land, Esau went out with all of his sons and all of his men, and he even hired extra hand to go out to try to murder Jacob and all that he had. And it was his intention to take all of his wealth. But the Most High God sent a throng of angels before Jacob, and they had two confrontations with Esau on the way. And it is this throng of angels that scare Esau into submitting to his brother Jacob. You may be saying, Alan, the Bible does not say that. The Bible does not say that. But the book of Joshua, which is a true account of what actually happened, not the Bible that the Caucasians have tampered with and rearrange stuff to fool you, to ensure that you remain a slave, to ensure that you never make it into heaven. But the scriptures has these things documented and outlined. Verse 14 is only saying that the woman went into the wilderness again, and she spent 3.5 years in the wilderness. That is what a time and times and a half of times really means. Something we have to break down here is Revelation chapter 12:15, and it says, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. Do you remember what King Herod did in order to find the Son of Man, the Son of God? He sent out the Caucasians. King Herod sent out his Caucasians army to kill every child under the age of 2 years old. It was a dragnet. Thousands of Israelite children were killed. The blood flowed like a great flood. And that is what they're speaking about here. The great flood of blood that was sent out, that was caused to try to kill the Son of Man before he escaped into Egypt. And even when he was in Egypt, they were still trying to find him in Israel, killing thousands of innocent children. And then Revelation chapter 17 says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and he went to make war with the remnant of her seeds, which kept the commandment of God and had the testimony of the Son of God. My people, this is what they're speaking about. The transatlantic slave trade is an example of the war that was waged against the Israelites. Who wages war? The seed of Satan, the Caucasians. They took our foreparents into slavery and they treat them in the worst way. Torture, torment, fear, color the Israelites' life. They were murdered just for the fun of it. They were raped and buggered just for the fun of it. Their families were broken up just for the delight of the slave master. And today, the war rages on. If you come to California, you will see the remnants of the war. In California, the Israelite community make up 13% of the population, yet they are responsible for 80% of the vagrancies, 80% of all homelessness, 80% of all drug addiction, 40% of all abortions. My people, the Israelite men walks around here, all of them homosexuals. Not practicing homosexuals, but they are slaves by virtue of homosexuality. Why? Because they were thrown into prison by the Caucasians wholesale with the hope that they will get involved in homosexuality. And the Caucasians had created a culture of rape and revenge rape in the prison system that see all of these men had one way or the other volunteer and participate in homosexuality. All of them becoming the slave of the white man today. In Los Angeles, thousands of our men are put to sweep the streets because they will not be given any opportunity to make a living unless they are sweeping the streets. They are doing the most menial work that can be done. You go to the city of Santa Monica and you'll see they dress them up like clowns in pretty outfits and they call them what city ambassador, and they give them a shovel and a broom and tell them go out and sweep the streets. Here's some pamphlets, and if any of our tourists want help, help them. You are an ambassador. When they're not sweeping the streets, they're standing by someone building, protecting their enemies, and they are happy to do it. And as soon as another black man shows up, they become the most violent and the most arrogant. They're trying to impress their masters. They know that the Caucasians are happy when they show hostility to their own, and they're always performing like a monkey in a circus act. Do you remember in the 80s, Ronald Reagan, the President of the United States, and Oliver North brought crack cocaine from South America and put it in the black community in California? Remnants of the war. Why they are not employed? There are many men who are walking around here, college grad with degrees, and they cannot find employment. Why? It's the remnants of the war. The unlawful arrest and detention of people is a remnant of the war. Anytime a black man is killed by a police officer or another white man for absolutely nothing, it shows that the war is still raging on up to today. I am caught in the crossfire of this war. The only difference is between me and the African American and the other people who are victimized by the Caucasians here is because I understand who the Most High is, and I am faithful to the Most High God, so they cannot touch me. That is why they invested so heavily to try to induce me into homosexuality. It will never happen. They wanted to kill me off one time, They wanted to get total control over me one time so that they can do me anything. And I will not have any means of redress. But I will never fall for their bait. I will never fall into their trap. Like me, no one who get involved in homosexuality, bestiality, abortion, or rape and they're not out there rapists. If you are faithful to the Most High God, you have nothing to be afraid of. They will be unable to touch you. They will only be able to cause you minor inconveniences. They can't kill you and they can't prevent you from eating. They will try and they will come close, but the Most High God will always ensure that His words and His promises to us, the Israelites, or to any man who decide to put their trust in the Most High God, is true and will always come to pass. Like this video, share this video, leave your comment on this video. Let me know what you think about this video. Remember, there are many, many more videos like this right here. Go down, peruse them, and let me know what are your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and remember that I am Chief Strongblood, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, favorite and most hated son, that has poor machismo. Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday.